Say hi to everybody. Say hello. Say good morning. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Come on then, let's say hi to everyone. Mr. Boo Boo, you want to come say hi? Boo Boos? No, because he thinks I've got no food here. Hi everyone. Welcome to the Knitting Den, episode 161. Today is, I don't know why I'm looking at the clock, it is 7:55, but today is Monday, May the 12th. Oh, what a big stretch. Yeah, Monday morning I am recording as early as I can because I've got things to do, and this might be a pretty fast one because I've barely got any notes, barely did any knitting, so yeah, I've just got a lot of chatter, surprise. Well, not that much of chatter even. So welcome, if you are watching for the first time, I'm glad you're here. I hope you enjoy sitting down with us and have a cuppa. Have you got your cuppa? I'm going to, look, where in the world am I today? Nowhere, but I'm going out shopping. So I thought my retail therapy mug would be great. So, welcome new viewers, and welcome to those that have joined the Ravelry group in the past few weeks, and I apologise. Missy Moo, look at her, she's still on her back here. So I'm rubbing her belly while I'm talking to you. I do apologise for not saying hi to those that did join the Ravelry group in the past week or so, especially last week I forgot. And I'm not going to put my glasses on. Sorry, that is my iPad telling me there's something going on the Etsy shop or some comment somewhere. Hold on, get over that side. I'm not going to put my glasses on, but because I've enlarged it. So I wanted to say hello to Gillian. Hi Gillian. And Gillian is from Scotland, but she's living in Bermuda. Wow, that's a long way from home. Burmy Knit on Ravelry. So Gillian, it was nice of you to leave a message. I really appreciated that. It was nice chatting with you. And then I want to say hi to Jenster79. That's your Ravelry name. And that's Jenny. Hi Jenny, have you got your cuppa? What you drinking? Jenny's in Cardiff, so hello. And let's see. Oh, sorry. So, oh yeah, and then I was going to say that's Jenster again. And then I want to say hi to Ellie, who is Glasgow Clacker. Can you remember those clackers you used to play with when you were little? If you're from England and you're my age, you will remember what clackers were. Actually, I think they eventually got banned. They were these glass balls. Yes. Balls, and they were on rope. I'm sure you had, I'm not sure if you had them in America, and you held them by a little plastic thing at the top tab, and then you would clack them together, and they would bang together. But because they were glass, although I never had any issues with them, I think eventually the glass started chipping off and flying in people's faces, so that's crazy. But gosh, I used to love them. I'll have to go Google them now or YouTube them. I bet you can find a YouTube video of somebody playing with clackers. I bet you can. Anyway, sorry, Ellie, hello. And you are in Scotland right now, aren't you? Yeah, you're in Glasgow. So hi. Oh yeah, it cracked me up. Ellie has a Shitshire. She has a cross between a Shih Tzu and a Yorkshire Terrier, Yorkshire. So maybe it's Shitshire. Like Yorkshire and Shih Tzu. I'd love to see a picture. You got to show us a picture of him. We have a thread in the Ravelry group to put pictures of your pets in, which I'm very bad at commenting on, I'm afraid. But anyway, so I did want to say hi to you guys, and I apologise for not doing that last week, so it's nice to say hello to you. And how is everyone else? All of you guys that come back on a regular basis and sit with me. All of you that I look forward to sitting down and chatting with, how are you doing? Did you all, those who celebrated, have a nice Mother's Day yesterday? I got snow for Mother's Day, yeah. I got 6 inches of snow for Mother's Day. Can you believe it? I did post a picture on Ravelry, not Ravelry, sorry, on Instagram, so if you're on there you might have seen it. And you know, I mean, it's the same old, it looks like it's the same old picture, but it was from yesterday and we did get snow. Now the sun's out today. We must have got a whole week's worth of rain last week. Very dull and grey, like from the time I recorded with you guys, all the way through until yesterday, no, Saturday afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, the rain turned to snow, sleety snow. And then by the time just before it got dark on Saturday night, all the rooftops were covered in white and we woke up on Sunday morning, 6 inches. The sun's come out today, and I've got this window, the curtain's closed, but I'll just tip you around instead of, there we go. Look, blue sky, barely anything on the roof, on the rooftops out there, and, let me put that there. It's just about melted. It's unbelievable how quick this melts. I mean, the driveway's clear, the road's clear, the trees have got no snow on them now, so that is hopefully our last snow. I won't say this year because we get it again in October usually. That's our last snow, and I'm just checking to see that it's recording. Hopefully this year, as in, you know, this winter, summer season, this winter season. So hopefully. Okay, so what's in my mug, Talia? And what's it? Oh, I just kicked you. Not you, Talia. I just kicked the camera. So in my retail therapy mug, I'm going to go out shopping after I've recorded, and I'll tell you why. I took Kristen on Saturday shopping, and we were at the outlets in Castle Rock, and I took her to this shop, which I can't believe I've not been in before. It was a great boutique-y shop for all ages, men, women, children, and teenagers, and it's called, you might have them in your areas, called H&M. The letter H and the letter M. I'd never been in there before, but oh my goodness, I was seeing so many things I would like to try. But being the nice mom I am, I know she gets bored, so I let her do a little bit of shopping, and we got some new jeans, and she got this silver necklace. I'll let her get this silver choker. It's a thick necklace. It was a snake. There's a nice little diamondy encrusted snake's head and a tail, and it's like a thick, she's such a tomboy, but you know, it looks nice. I don't like her to get heavily studded metal-y things, but it looked nice, and we got a nice jacket, and so anyway, she had fun. But yesterday was Mother's Day, so I'm going out today for retail therapy, and because hubby tends not to, you know, we don't buy gifts for these kind of days now, so I'm going to treat myself. But I did have a nice day, and I did get coffee in bed, and then he popped a bottle of fizzy and made some what we call mimosas, which is a Bucks Fizz in England. So he made us a couple of them, and we sat and he had one of them with me. He never used to drink that, but it's nice now that his palate will try wines and that. He used to just be a beer drinking guy, but he tries wines, he likes red wine, and so he does now have a glass of fizzy, or bubbly as I like to call it, and in the morning it's always got orange juice in it, more orange juice than bubbly. Not really. I just felt like I had to say that. Half and half, you know. Anyway, he had a glass of that. I got some red roses this week, so it was lovely. I actually made us brunch. I don't expect him to make that. So I made a full brunch at about 11, had another glass of mimosa. So I had I like to call it a champagne brunch. So we did have bacon. I'm back to eating some meats, I'm afraid. I'm not going to lie about it. So we did have bacon, and I did mushrooms, and sauteed mushrooms and onions for me, tomato, kind of like partly English, and then there was waffles and maple syrup for them, and there was toast, and there was scrambled eggs, and I'm pretty good at timing all that, so, you know. I actually did the bacon in the oven, and if you haven't tried doing that, you should check it out. It's actually quite simple. Just set it to 400 degrees. I don't know what that is in Celsius or gas mark, whatever. It's pretty high. And then get yourself a tray, baking tray, cookie tray, line it with foil, turn up the edges if you can so that it doesn't spill over and go underneath the tray. The whole point is trying to keep your tray clean. And just lay thin slices of bacon. We use the thin slices of crispy bacon. And you pop it in the oven. One of the things I read said 18 minutes. Mine didn't even take that, took less than 15. And it was all sizzling and looking pretty cooked. But it's great because it means I'm not watching it on the stove or the cooker. And I'm able to like do the waffles and do the toast and then do the eggs while the bacon's just doing its own thing. It's great. So it's like one less thing to do. So all in all, we had a fabulous day. Well, a nice day, you know. Fabulous. I had a nice lazy Sunday, as I usually do. But it's obviously a little extra special with the flowers and the champagne. I hope you all had a fabulous day as well. Now, before I go on, what's in my retail therapy mug? I'm drinking, and I love the packet. Some of the teas you get, I like the packets a lot as well. It's so pretty. I'm drinking honeybush, mandarin and orange. I don't know what a honeybush is. I know it's not a bush that grows honey. And this, and you know it gets cold so quickly. Where you going, Missy Moo? This was in a little package I got this week, and I'll show you a little bit more of that later. And also, and I'll just have a bite because, you know, I just like to have one little bite if I'm not even going to eat the whole lot. I like to have a little bite of Kit Kat or whatever. Chocolate. I can't get this open properly. Whatever I'm nibbling on, I like to nibble with you. It kind of gives you a chance to nibble whatever you're nibbling on. Yeah, I've still got some. Well, actually, these came with the tea that I'm drinking. I do like that chocolate. It's so weird. Doesn't quite put me in mind of Caramac. Now, I've never mentioned Caramac, but well, there's a nice tasting chocolate. Caramel flavoured chocolate. Get in England. I used to love it as a kid, and it was called Caramac. I'll be bringing all this stuff home when I come home from England. So, got my tea. I'm going to pop that last bit in there. Missy Moo's going to want to go out. So I'm going to pause this and I'm going to press the other pause button instead of stopping it and starting it again. Which I only found out I could do that yesterday when my daughter was using my phone and told me. So let her go outside because it's sunny and it's nice. I heated up my tea as well, and I was going to take the camera out, but I decided not to. There'll be plenty of time, but the hummingbirds are back. I can hear them whistling. Poor hummingbirds yesterday. Hubby had to defrost the hummingbird feeders because their sugary water inside had frozen. How sad is that? Seriously, Colorado weather. Crazy. All right. So we'll be chatting a little about knitting, and I totally forgot to show crochet last week, even though I said I was going to chat about it. So, tiny little bit of finished objects. Yeah, I actually have one. A work in progress, seriously, just one to show you and chat about, and not much done on it. Crochet, some book talk, and girly chatter. Oh, and show and tell. I didn't write that down, but I'm going to show you my little package. So yeah. I'll show you my finished object, and I'm going to have a sip. The smell of this is wonderful. Orange, I love them. Just a sweet smelling, freshy. Oh, I love orange. But when you drink it, again, I say this every time, it's not as strong as the smell. Do you think I should use 2 tea bags if I like really strong tea? Or will that make the taste stronger, or will it just kind of mess it up? I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's nice. It's just it's never as tasteful as I think it should be because of the smell. So, all right, my finished object, and it's not blocked, but it's finished because it's off the needles. And I'm not going to try it on because it's not blocked and it's kind of all twisted and it needs laying flat. But, excuse me, I finished my cowl, my handbrake cowl. I can get hold of it. Now, I've just made the size up, kind of. I've used fingering weight yarn, followed pattern for the, which is always, it's just so hard to see on this. You cannot see it. I can't see it on this yarn. It's the handbrake cowl pattern from Dan and Kay of the Bakery Bears podcast. I'm going to block it rather aggressively because I'm going to get more length on it, and I'll block the width a little bit more. It's more the length I want because I do want to wrap it twice, and it's curling, it's bending over at the edges, so I'm hoping obviously blocking is going to just relax all of that. I didn't want to block it. I forgot last night, but I didn't want to block it this morning, obviously, so because I wouldn't be able to hold it up and show you. So it's off the needles, and I'm still going to see if I can show you the pattern. I can see it in the daylight. No, it doesn't show. Just does not show up. So, but I'm sure everyone watching has already either knit this or has the pattern, and you've seen it, and it's the the little garter stitch, pearl stitch is on a slant like that. I see it, you can't, because that's probably like what the colour of the yarn is. Pretty. That's why I can't see it either. It's quite a dark autumnally brown, and it's Sundara. I say this every time as well. I will find the label. It's Sundara yarns. It's a fingering weight. But I have to tell you, I did not like knitting with this yarn, mainly for the colour. It's like knitting with black yarn. You just could not see the stitches. I just didn't like it. But it's off the needles now, and once it's blocked, that's going to go in my wardrobe because I know I'll probably use this a lot come the fall, because I do love the colour. I just didn't enjoy knitting that colour. I can hear those sweet little birds. So that's a finished object, and let me grab my tea. I've only brought one knitting project to show you, and I can't even remember what else I've knit on this week, and I didn't get much knitting done at all. So what I've brought, I have done a little bit of the Avalon, but I didn't bring it because I showed that last week. What I've brought is another shawl that I'm trying to get out of hibernation, so to speak. So I brought that just as a reminder. And yeah, I did bring the book. I was like, where's the book? Because I know I had it. In my lovely coffee bag from Rainstorm Studios, which I love. It was holding this, which I thought matchy, I liked. I've made a little zipper pull for myself with the coffee bean on, because I had a couple of these left. If I can twist it around. There you go. So I added a little coffee bean, Christine, if you're watching, because I love the fabric. And so what I've put in here is, what's that in there? I don't even know why that one's in there. I've got another shawl here, and it's plain knitting. Now, I don't have a deadline for this, but so should it not be finished, which I don't think it will be anytime soon, this is going to be, when I get the yarn untwisted, this is going to be a good project to take home or take on the plane with me when we go in July, because it's just all plain knitting. And if you excuse me, because, yeah, I should have cut that out. I had to adjust my straps. I'm knitting this gorgeous shawl from the Botanical Knits book, and this is Botanical Knits 2 by Alana Dakos. And you know, when you cast things on like this, at least I do, I get so excited to cast it on, and then I think I'm going to just whiz through it and it'll be off the needles in 3 weeks or so. Yeah, 3 months if I'm lucky, and even longer. So it's called the Hanging Leaves Shawl, and as you can see, it's just all stockinette and increases. It increases until you've got so many hundreds of stitches on the needle. So this is the top, and of course it's hard to show you how much I've got on the needle so far because it's all bunched up. I am using the yarn that I called for in the exact colourway. I want to kind of call it like a heathery mauve, but it doesn't look purple at all there. But when I look at it, I see like a heather, very dusky mauvey colour. And I'm getting a bit hot, so this cardigan might come off in a second unless I cool down. But no, because I'm getting even hotter, so I just feel like I feel claustrophobic when I get a hot flash because my face is just, I feel as if it's smothered, so that's what's happening. Anyway, so I did pick this up, a nighttime knitting, once I got the cowl off, I've picked this up a little bit. I have not put in the other yarn, which is the yarn for the leaves. I haven't put that in yet. This is, and again, because I've swapped bags, I don't have the label. I'm using the correct yarn, so I guess I could tell you if I flick through this and find the page. If I can't, here it is. Oh, I love this. Have you got this book? I love this book. I just love the pictures, lovely, all, you know, foresty nature, greens. I love these colours. It's just so me, this kind of knitting book. So she used, and I'm using it, one skein of the Fibre Company Meadow. It's 40% merino. Look at me not using the glasses. 25% llama, 20% silk, 15% linen. Wow, I'm sure that's what, yeah, I am. It's the Meadow. 100 grams, 550 yards, and then the green is a lace kind of thinner lace yarn. It's called Shibu Knits, and it's 70% super baby alpaca and 30% fine merino wool. So I need to get a move on because I'm dying to get the leaves done, but it's not a major, I have to knit this immediately because again it's going to be like an autumn, you know, where I'm going to use this. It'll be, you know, it won't get used or it won't get worn until after the summer, of course. So that's the one thing I brought to show you. I'm moving on straight into the crochet because I still do pick up the crochet blanket I'm working on. I was going to say I haven't picked it up much this week, but I haven't picked up much of anything this week. I think it's because I've been making bags. I was busy making bags. Again, in my Rainstorm Studios, this is one of my big bags, and so far it's still fitting. I have my lovely, it's feeling so kind of heavy and weighted, like I can already imagine what it's going to feel like I can wrap it around me and I would use it, even though it's intended for the guest room. It might not get there, it might just stay with me, it might just be one of those comfy blankets. So it is going to take me a while because I'm doing, and it's unraveling, but that's okay. I'm doing a single bed size, so this is doubled, and you still, can you see it? Yeah, there you go. I was wondering if it was all in frame. So that's doubled, so, you know, oh, you know what? Here we go again. I could so stop right now, couldn't I? And make it a shawl. Not that I don't think I'd be wearing zigzaggy shawls out, but it's nice and warm, and it's just acrylic yarn. So I'm really enjoying that still, but I'll try not to show that every week because I know it's going to be rather boring. And I just broke into another ball of, I was wanting to come from the middle, but I can't find the middle on these kind of balls of yarn. I'm just using a soft, Red Heart Soft, and it is super soft. It's really nice. I like it. I think it's going to be pretty good. So I don't know why I'm already using a new ball of blue when I've got this much left of the others, and I haven't used any more blue. Maybe it's in my closet and I didn't have it in this bag. I'll have to go looking for it. That seems unusual. I know I haven't used a full ball. Perhaps when I was using green or white, the blue got put in the closet and I've just went and grabbed a new ball of yarn. That might be it. That might be why. So, okay. So really, that's all knitting and yarny related. Over with already. So that brings me to a little quick book talk. I know, I'm sorry, this is probably going to be the fastest podcast in a long time that I've done. So a bit of book talk. Just quickly, I have to mention, again, I didn't get much chance to read, but I've started this. Tiny little bit. In fact, I only started it yesterday or Saturday. I did a lot more reading yesterday. I'm only on to page 38. But I have to tell you, I can already tell this is not going to take me long to read because I'm already into the story. I want to know what's going to happen next. I think it's going to be super good. Now, I'm reading this, finally got reading this, because everybody else has probably finished, as part of a read-along virtual book club that Tracy from the Tea Plays Nice podcast started. We have until the end of May to read this, which I don't have much time left, but I don't think it's going to take me 2 weeks. I think I might actually be able to do it. And then she's going to open up a thread in her Ravelry group so we can discuss it. Right now, there'll be a chatter thread because I kind of was wondering where to comment about, getting the book or starting the book. So Tracy opened up a chatter thread, but not to chat about the book, just chat in general. I'll pop in there and finally say I got to start it. And then there'll be a proper thread in there. It's still not too late to pick the book up and read it if you want, and go over to Tracy's Ravelry group and check in with us. So I think I'm going to enjoy that. So that's what's going on my bookshelf, or I'm reading. I haven't gone through, I got this, sorry, yes, stop it. It's my iPad. I got this in the mail when I swapped magazines still with some girlies. And it came with this little package this time. This is the Let's Knit magazine. Now, and I mentioned this to one of you, and I'll mention it to this one. Because I'm coming home in July, I'll not need any magazines for a little while because I'm going to be able to grab some, okay? So, don't worry about getting any more to me just yet. So yeah, I've just flicked through it, and usually you can see on the front, if there's anything. If there's nothing I'm going to knit, I love to read it from page cover to cover, just about. But look, there's another tea cozy, and it always makes me want to knit one because I nearly said Tilly Trotter. Tilly Trout had that lovely knit along, and I never did get to do a tea cozy for her knit along, but I like that with the strawberries. It is just me, but I don't think it should be white, blue and pink when I've got green and red strawberries. It just kind of doesn't match. But that's just me. So I would have to do something in the, I just would have to get rid of the blue or something. I don't know. And this lacy one on the front is actually like a poncho, just shoulder wrap. Or short, I guess I'd call that a poncho. I don't know if that's what they call it. Oh yeah, duh. It says it right on the front, Denise. Lacy poncho. So I like that, but I'm not sure if I'd get a chance to wear it, or if I would wear it. So I'm kind of doing that. Now, I don't know whether I'll knit the little dolly or just keep the yarns for other little projects I might need. I don't know. It also came with the little boot with some other patterns in it. I like that little sheepy. Oops, there you go. It's cute. So that's what's on the side of my bed as well, flicking through my magazine. And that's everything I've got for this week. But I'm going into girly chatter and I'll give you a little update of our plans. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, believe me, this won't be the last time you hear all about this. I am going home in July. July 6th is the flights we've got booked, and I'm going for 3 weeks with my daughter who is 14. So that's a quick, in case you haven't seen the podcast before. I made a little notebook with my Union Jack on, and every time I chat with my sister on FaceTime, and we were doing this for an hour yesterday, I get so excited and then I jot things down. And what I started to try and do, you can't see it, I started writing all the days down from, Tuesday. Well, we arrived Tuesday, so we'll not be doing anything then. I wrote the days down, and then I started thinking about what I wanted to do. But it's a bit too early to say that's the specific day we'll do, so I was just writing anything down, and of course the days will change, and weather permitting as well. There's no point in saying, oh, that Friday we're definitely going to the beach, because it could be raining. So I actually stopped putting the days down, and then I wrote down ideas. And even things like fish and chips at the beach. We're going to have an Indian meal at a pub near my sister's, because she said it's really good and I love Indian food. So even that's there, things like that. I want to go shopping in a place called Primark. And if you live over there, you'll probably be laughing at me. But I was there last time I went there, and it's one of those cheap shops where the clothes you can get really, very can't get the words out, very reasonable, if not cheap. Downright cheap clothes. So I wanted to shop there one afternoon. It won't take us long, so we probably can go out to dinner or lunch and shop. I did put in there the baking with Mum, or Mam. And I've also put in that movie night, because I'm going to have my brother come round to my sister's, we'll have a drink, and he's going to put some of his home videos on, home movies. Harrods, and what I've started to write this down for is because I want to check off. As soon as I remember it, I'm putting it down. And when we come home, I'll see how many things we checked off. Like, oh, what did we do? As I said before, I am going to turn it this way. And once I get there, start writing it as a diary. And write down exactly what we did each day. And say like what the weather was like and things like that. So I've also got Harrods in here. And something I never thought about, and I don't know if we'll get to see it. I don't exactly know where it is. I am hoping to perhaps have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or meet one of you down in London. And I don't know yet. We're just crossing fingers and hoping we can. But you mentioned just recently to me, you mentioned Fortnum and Mason. And I was telling my sister about it, and guess what? She said she'd never heard of it. I'd heard of it. And I was looking online, and to me it's a huge, huge department store. Looks as fancy schmancy as Harrods, if not even more. And I've never been. And I forgot to look to see where it is. As she said, maybe they've not been because it's too far out, and getting the tube here and there and everywhere. You try to stay a little bit more central. Otherwise you're spending more time on the tube than you are looking at the touristy things. But I don't know, I'm going to have a look and see if I can get there, because, ooh, it looks pretty impressive, I must say. And you can actually have afternoon tea there. Of course, you can have tea at the Ritz as well, can't you? But I think you might have to book tables. I think, because a lot of touristy people might want to say, ooh, I had tea at the Ritz. So I think you actually have to book tables to have afternoon tea. I'm not sure. But I didn't write that down yet, so it might be something I'd like to see. I just even want to go inside, because looking at the pictures online, oh, it just looks so impressive. I want to go see it. So then, of course, we got Edinburgh, because we've got London. I have not listed everything I want to see in London, because I don't know what we'll get the chance to see or how much time. But obviously London is on the list. Edinburgh is on the list. I don't know if we have to buy tickets, but Kristen mentioned going to a zoo, because she loves animals, obviously. And of course there's a big Edinburgh Zoo. I was looking at that online, and it looks rather busy, and I'm not sure if you have to book tickets ahead or pay separately, because I didn't know this, but Edinburgh Zoo has pandas. I've never ever seen a panda, but I think you have to buy extra tickets. So, not sure about that. I'd have to do some more searching and some investigating. I want to go back to Alnwick Castle, and we went when we were last there with Kristen, but we didn't go see the castle because we thought it would bore the little kids. She was only 7 at the time. So we kind of had a picnic on the big grassy area and walked around the gardens and stuff like that. This time I want to go see the castle. I want to actually go inside. And if some of you will know that this castle is where they filmed some of the Harry Potter movies. So I want to go see that. And York, I want to go to York. Probably take my mum there overnight, or go there for the day and then take my mum somewhere else for the night. I'm not sure yet where. But I have to tell you, my mum is getting super, super excited as well, bless her heart. So that's all I've written down right now. Fish and chips on the beach. Beamish. Have I mentioned that? Beamish is a museum, but they've now turned it into a living museum. And I think I mentioned it before, where you can go and you'll see people dressed up. I think it's early turn of the century. I want to say it's when my mum and dad were kids. It's like prior to 1920, the 1900s on. I don't know. I don't exactly know what year from, but it's way early like that. And it's life up in the north, which is where we're from. So you have an idea of how people lived. So that's all that's gone in my book so far this week. I did just remember I forgot to show and tell, so hold on, I'll get back to that. And another update. The flights are booked. I said that. The passports are here. Wah! Mine as well. Kristen's came. Mine came 2 or 3 days after that, so I'm so relieved, because we booked the flights before we got the passport renewed, before we got them back, but they're in my little hands, so they're locked away. Those are booked. Train tickets to London are booked. My niece has been sorting all that out, my sister's daughter, which is fabulous. Train tickets are booked for that Saturday. We arrive on the Tuesday there, so that's Saturday. We're going to London, and it'll be for just overnight, but we're coming back later on Sunday, about 7 o'clock the train is at night. So we do get all day Sunday as well to try and do the sightseeing. Here she comes again. And I did get tickets for the Lion show. The Lion King show. Oh my gosh. Kiki doesn't know about it. There's only me and her going. My sister has not booked that. My niece has seen it. A few years ago my niece saw it, so she doesn't really want to go. She's taken her 10-year-old daughter, but she's not booked a ticket for her, because they might go see something else, or they might just go out to dinner. I don't know. But we'll be going to the evening show. We thought about the matinee, and then my niece said, that's not wise, because then you're losing all of that afternoon time where you can be seeing your sights. So it makes total sense now. So we are going at 7:30, and that'll be the end of our first day, and when we get out we'll meet them, and then it'll be after 10 perhaps, and that'll be our night. We'll go back to the hotel, and then we'll have all Sunday to do whatever we didn't do sightseeing wise on the Saturday. So excited about the tickets, and we're only 4 rows back. Yeah, I spent a little extra because I was like, it's a once in a lifetime. I do not want to spend £50 to get seats up in the nosebleed section, as we call it, and see little things like this on the stage. So I got better tickets and I'm super, super excited. All right, before I waffle on to the next chapter or the next thing, which is the shop, I'm going to jump backwards. Ooh, I'm going to have another little bite. I've got a cute little package. Excuse me. And by the way, and I'm getting chilly now because Bindy's got the door open here. I do want to say, because I forgot to say this at the beginning, I've got to say a huge, huge big thanks. Many, many thanks and tons of hugs back at you guys for all the lovely messages last week. I can't tell you how much. There you go, picture. I really can't tell you, and I'm not going to cry, I'm all right. I really can't tell you how much I appreciated every word that you sent, every message you left in the Ravelry group, all of your sweet, kind words. It was very touching, and I didn't get a chance to reply to everyone in the Ravelry group. I do try to respond to the private messages. I might have missed a couple, I need to go back and check, but I can't thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, not only because I got upset, I mean, it was happy tears. I was getting upset about the thought of, you know, having Kristen do stuff with my mum. But I'd had a rough week with the hormones and the menopause. And so for the record, I'm doing a little bit better with that. I did actually have a doctor's appointment last week, so we've got some stuff sorted out that will help me, you know, medication. I'm going to take some medication for the menopause. So we'll see how that goes. But I do feel a little bit better. I'm going to be putting up with the hot flashes and stuff for a while. So I do want to say thank you to those that have said you're going through the same thing. And I know, so you don't mind me sharing this, you know, sharing my issues with it. And it's nice to know I'm not the only one going through that. I know I'm not the only one, of course. I mean, I'm not that special. A lot of women, or every one of us is probably going to go through that. Some I think don't go through it. I'm not sure why. Getting off in a tangent there with medical things. But yeah, it's nice to know. I don't mean to say it's nice to know you're suffering as well. That's not what I meant. Seriously. It's nice to know I'm not the only one and that you understand where I'm coming from when I, you know, moan on about these issues. That's what I was trying to say. So anyway, with my green Kit Kats, I had a couple of green little Kit Kats sent as well. I got some lovely teas, and as I said, I'm trying this one, which I really like. I do like the fruity teas. You know, the berry kind, and of course my passion tea, which is my favourite. And I do like the smell and the taste of the orangey ones as well. Along with it, which I haven't tried yet, Island Green Mint tea. This is a little, looks like it's a little triangular one from Charleston Tea Plantation. And this little package, I want to say, came from Care, not all the way from England, Care, the other Care. You know who you are. I'm just saying Care. And look at that sweet cup. Look at that. Care, did you make this? Because I've made some of these before, but I never ever did get to send them out. Aren't they cute? I didn't have buttons up on mine, but I did knit a little sweater one time. But the Kit Kats came and the teas, and then I've got a couple of others to try as well. Caramel chai. Got a couple of those. And then this sweet little soap. I like smells of soaps. It's like a little dragonfly. And I haven't took it apart yet. But she's knit, obviously, the little washcloth as well. I don't think I've ever had anybody knit me a washcloth. Or a dishcloth. I mean, I might use that in the kitchen. But because it came with soap, I'd probably take it upstairs and use it in the bathroom and as a washcloth for me. So, it's so nice. Thank you. Wish I could give you a hug. Big, big squeeze, and you know, I know you know that I appreciate it. It sounds like it's about time to start wrapping stuff up the way I'm rattling on. Excuse me. So it just leaves me with a little update to talk about the shop. Kiki Boo Bags. And if I remember somewhere, and if I don't, I will try and link to it. That is kikiboobags.etsy.com if you want to see where the shop is. I've been asked to give a link to that, and I will try to remember to do that each week, because I know it's helpful. Again, huge big thank you to those that ordered bags after my blatant self-promotion and my, what's the word, enticement, I don't know, my little giveaways and stuff to entice you to go shop at Kiki Boo Bags. I'm going to try and get some more bags in the shop, but I'm not going to stress about getting, I don't have a set amount every week. I'm just going to still try and put stuff in there as and when I can. So that being said, the offers, I'm trying to think of the word, so like the offers I've offered, the free Zeeded Bupper Pill, and last week the kits, you know, the pre-order for kits, that has stopped now. Okay, that was a little interruption because the phone started ringing, my cell phone. So where was I? Yes, bags. So I'm going to try and put, I'm going to try and put some bags in as and when I can, but I'm not going to get too stressed about it. So the Zeeded Bupper Pill and pre-order, you know, if you spent $45 or more, that is now stopped. That was just for, you know, a week here and last week. I don't think there's not a lot of bags in the shop now, so anything I put in there from now on will not come with a free ZBP, I'm afraid. What I think I'm going to do, and it'll be for everybody, I'm going to put it in the shop notes. I think if I remember, I'm going to try and put free shipping in the US. I will start to do that. And if there's any international orders, I'll give a discount, or I'll refund some of the shipping. Shipping overseas, and especially to England, it's just ridiculous. Excuse me. So I do appreciate it if you are buying, and you live over there, you live overseas, but man, I just feel so bad that you have to pay shipping like that, because I try to just charge whatever the shipping is. I don't charge extra, and if I don't get it right, and sometimes I undercharge, but that's okay. If I overcharge, at least if it's $1 or more, then I'll go back into PayPal and refund you. But I don't know. I do appreciate it, but I don't like the fact that you having to pay so much shipping. With that said, quick update on the Kiki Boo Bag kits, the Brit kit, as I'm going to call them, the Brit kit. Some of you, yes, you've got, you're on the list, and you will get a kit if you want it. I'm going to say you've already pre-ordered it, so to speak, but you can change your mind. It wasn't set in stone, but once the kits are available, they're going to be, you have your name on it if you ask for that. And I think, for some reason, I was thinking I was going to put the kits up for pre-order after I get back from England, which is kind of silly, because I'm hoping to work on some of them before I go to England, because we've got all of June to go through, and I'm hoping that Michelle from Dancing Dog Dye Works, she is going to be dyeing yarn, so I need to make a decision about the fabric, and I'm going to put the pre-orders up, and I'll keep you informed if you're not bored with hearing about it. I'll tell you well ahead when they're going to be in the shop, because there'll only be like 20 of them going in the shop. Shh, please don't bark. Don't you dare bark, Bindi. No. She's right here. She's over here now. Oi, can they see you? Don't be barking. I don't know if you could see her actually. Swinging you around. So, I am going to put them up for pre-order in the next few weeks so that we do have the money to buy the yarn and get the yarn dyed and buy the fabric and start sewing. I would like to get some sewn before I actually leave, and I would like the kits to be ready by the end of August at the latest. So I'll keep you informed on all these dates. I've been, a lot of thought goes into these kits. I am still now trying to decide on the fabric. And before I do go, I have a couple of bags that I'm going to try and get in. They're not finished, but I thought I would show you them anyway. This one was just about finished. I love these cherries. They're so cheery with the yellow. So I've got this to go in the shop, but I forgot to put the Kikiboo label on. So I need to go back in. It's not sewn up inside. I need to go back into the seam and put my label. So, but it's just so cheery. And I do have some other fabric that I've got. I think I'll be, hopefully at the same time, be able to get a small drawstring bag in the same fabric. My nose is getting itchy now. I do have, I'm not sure, I think this is a small drawstring, but I've got this one to put in, get it in there well before. I don't have much of this fabric, but I thought I'll try and squeeze in a little bag in case anybody's wanting something for the 4th of July, coming up very soon. I have this one to finish off, which is going to be a zippered bag, and I was trying a different way, a bit like the sock bags. I've got this one for shawls. I'll try and finish that off. And then I have this one just about finished, which I love this. Is it Argyle? Why do I say Argyle? Is it Argyle? Is that? I don't know why. I always think of Argyle as like Scottish when I see this material or this pattern. So that's just about finished as well. So not much, but I'll put them in there, and as I said, they'll not come with any special offers, but if you're buying anything from now on, especially if you live in the US, there will be free shipping. And I just so appreciate anybody that's shopping right now in Kikiboo bags, because all of the money I can try and get from there is going to be making this trip home the most exciting one I've ever had, and going to be filled with special memories, as you all know. So, again, thank you for all of that. And I think, with all of that said, it might not have been so short, but oh man, there wasn't much knitting to show you, was there? So, never mind. I hope you still enjoyed it. I still always enjoy sitting down with you. Doesn't matter what I chat about. So yeah. Oh, and I was going to record tomorrow, but I'm going out. I'm super excited about this as well. I'm going out for lunch with my knitty friend in the neighbourhood. I like to call her my knitty friend. We're going out tomorrow, and I'm going to, new for me, I think she's been up there before, a new yarn store in Denver, or, in Colorado. So we're going to have a nice lunch. I'm going to check out a new yarn store, and there's some other little shops in the town. I might try and get some nice pictures and share them with you next week. So that's why I didn't put off recording, because if I knew I wasn't going to do it tomorrow. If I said I'll do it Wednesday, something will happen, and then I'll say Thursday, and that's what happened the other week, and I didn't record till Friday. So here we are, bright and early, Monday. It is now 9 o'clock, so I've kind of waffled on for an hour, or, give or take a few minutes, because I had to stop for the phone call and little Missy Moo. And again, I'll turn this around so she'll say goodbye to you. Bindi, do you want to say bye-bye? Do you want to say bye to everybody, babies? Look, do you see Boo somewhere? Or not? He's at the end of the table. I don't know. I'm just swinging this around, so I don't actually know what you can see. Alright guys, sun is shining. It's still quite chilly. It's nothing like summertime here, but it's bright and it's cheery, and if you can tell, I feel a lot better and I sound a lot better. And I've got a smile on my face, and it's a meaningful one. So I'm going to leave you with that. Nice big smile on my face. Just checking it's still recording. So I do wish you all a lovely week. I hope you do fun things. I hope you smile. And I hope you come back next week and join me in the knitting den. Bye guys.